Hello everyone, I'm Anobla. Welcome to Job Teaser. You're watching The Big Talk, a show where we talk about companies' corporate culture. And today we're going to discover the global technology company SLB with Raphael Collin. Hello Raphael, how are you?
Hi Anobla, I'm really well, thank you.
So thank you for being here today. So you are Human Resources Manager at SLB. Can you tell us a bit more about you?
Sure. So I'm a proud father of three, married to my wife, in fact, who's working in the circular economy. I've been with SLB for almost 15 years, working in 4 different countries. So I started my career in the UK, worked in the US, worked in China, and worked in France. Of course, that is my home country. I'm currently an HR manager in one of our technology centers in France, in Clamart, to be precise. And I'm what we call in France here DRH, so a very common role and that people can really understand. But I've worked in various pillars of HR. I've worked in HRIS, I've worked in compensation and benefits, I've worked in data analytics, so I have a wide understanding of my HR function, and I've always worked for SLB, so my entire career for the same company.
So you have a lot of experience.
A little bit of experience.
Yeah. So before we get started, I have a challenge for you. Can you please introduce to SLB in less than a minute?
Sure, I'll take the challenge.
Let's go.
So SLB, global technology company that has been operating for almost 100 years. It was founded in 1927 by 2 brothers in Alsace, in France.
East of France.
East of France, exactly. They very quickly went on to actually setting themselves up in the US, where they grew their business. And now we operate in over 100 countries globally. We create amazing technology that unlocks access to energy for the benefit of all. We have that global footprint, and that really helps us tackle also the energy challenges of tomorrow.
And I know that SLB have 3 key values. What are they?
So our values are people, technology, and performance. And they can be declined in a set of behaviors that we either already are well known for or that we are striving to get better at. If we start with people, people, we are known to be safe. This is something that we are renowned for by either our employees or clients or within the industry. We are inclusive, yes, but we want to be better at inclusiveness in general, and we are promoting a lot of different policies in that field.
We're going to talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later, exactly. We respect work and personal life, but we know there's still some work to be done there because we are very hardworking people. We are a very old industry, and the world's changing as well. So this is something that we're striving for, and we're going to continue to work on that aspect. On technology, we are pioneers, and we were pioneers. This is something that's really hardwired in our DNA, in who we are and how we work. We innovate together, and that goes through collaboration. And this is something we want to continue. We want to pursue further innovation in technology to build the technologies that will help us tackle the challenges of the future. And of course, we experiment, learn, and grow. That's sort of a try and error that we want to perfect to make sure that people feel safe to actually try out, venture out into new fields to develop new technologies. On performance, we are known for our integrity. We're known for being extremely safe and having that integrity by our clients again and the people in the company. And this is something we expect from everyone working for us. We deliver today and tomorrow. We know that this is something we also need to work on because these challenges, tomorrow's challenges, are a bit of a moving target at the moment, right? Eventually, we focus on what matters most. And those challenges are possibly what matters most. So we have that very clearly in mind. And as I said, those three values plus that set of behaviors is really helping our employees and our management to share a vision, a purpose, and a goal to work on developing amazing technology to unlock the access to energy for the benefit of all.
Okay, so you said people, technology, and performance. So how are these values embodied in your management and HR policies?
So they can be declined in a wide variety of behaviors. Again, first of all, we are the type of company that you join to stay. So we have people that really join us right at the end of their curriculum. So they stay on. So they start as fresh out.
So you make them grow in the company.
Exactly. We make them grow. We develop we develop them throughout their entire careers.
And
really.
Their skills. And
we develop their skills. We want to take them really from the cradle all the way up to a management position. Something else that we really take pride in is how we build on loyalty, on seniority. As we said, if you start with us, you start with us to get a career, and that a very I think a very important aspect of this is the average seniority in our company is actually very high. If you take an example, the C-suite is today made out of people that started at an entry-level position in SLB, and that have really been promoted from within. So they grew through the ranks of our company to eventually become the leadership team.
So there is a evolution perspective for
definitely,
employees.
And we don't recruit people externally, for example, to become managers. Our managers started with us as an entry position, and we developed them, and we promoted them from within again, and they had access to different opportunities. Those opportunities, they can be, and we call that borderless careers. They can be cross-functional, they can be across borders. We are going to really work on bringing the best out of people that join us. If they have the potential, if they have the willingness to progress, we're going to make sure they get there, and we're going to give them the tools to actually achieve their ambition.
And there is something else about SLB. You recruit where you work, right? So what
absolutely,
does it
mean? Yes. We recruit in all the countries that we currently operate in, and
so you create employment in the country.
Absolutely,
where you are, in the countries where you are.
Totally, we create employment. We're gonna hire people on the ground, as opposed to, say, sending an expatriate there or bringing somebody from another country. If we are not set up in this country, we're gonna grow talent in that country, create a pipeline of talent. And it may sound like nothing, but in reality, we're not just one French company that goes around. Actually, we're a multinational. We're listed at the stock exchange in New York. And the way we've grown is also by recruiting where we work, by developing that talent. And that talent has a lot more potential because it has a lot of diversity. And that diversity of background, of culture, of thoughts.
Language.
Has really enriched the way we work. It's really enriched the way we've been doing things, operating our businesses, and even created that trust and rapport with either the companies or clients or local authorities where we operate. Right, we are truly that's embedded now in our DNA, a multinational.
I know also that management is very important. So. To give example, it's something important in SLB. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, we say that we walk the talk. So we try to empower our managers to lead by example. So we want them, in fact, to embody the set of values that I presented earlier. walking the talk is extremely important so that people can really identify what a good leader is and what is expected of a leader. So we today promote that value of walking the talk. This is something that has been around for a while in SLB, and this is how also we identify our managers and leaders.
So you were talking about career guidance and the importance of good management. Can we say that this is how SLB keeps its team together?
Yes, it's really helping because we foster a culture of collaboration. We foster a culture of working together, sharing knowledge. We've always done that. As I said earlier, we innovate together. And to innovate together, that means you need to share the knowledge, you need to share the expertise. And we've really created a network of really bright minds, and we have a lot of bright minds, of extremely smart people working for us with the same goal in mind. So we all strive towards that goal, and that's something that is set really at the top of the company and that we cascade down. People are clear on what is expected of them, and that really helps them achieve that vision. And we are all aiming at the same objective. Now we've been given new objectives, some by 2030, some by 2050, but that purpose and mission is really helping us gel together. And that company culture of ours is also very strong. The fact that we've been around for a while is one aspect of it, but the fact that we nurture that culture, we really keep the people, keep the best people in the company, means that they really act as if they were working with their close family members to some extent, and I think it helps retaining the people with us. So of course we need to attract talent every now and then. We bring out fresh talent, but that fresh talent tends to actually take a liking to it and stay on for a very long time, and sometimes their entire career.
And I think you have employee surveys, right?
Yes,
yeah.
we do run an engagement survey. It's called Engage to Excel, and that survey is part of this ecosystem also of receiving feedback from our base, really having the employees share their feelings about how we work together, how they collaborate with each other, and how they also perceive their management. And
how they can improve
Exactly.
themselves.
So how they can improve the way they work as a team. And again, because we like every other company, run an appraisal every year, but having this survey and disclosing the results to everybody, those that want to know, disclosing the results to the manager very openly, even though we keep anonymity on who's answering what, gives management the tools to understand whether the rest of the group, all of our employees, actually are heading in the same direction or understand the directions that are being given to them.
Okay. So now let's talk about corporate social responsibilities commitments. I know that the topics of energy transition and gender balance are very important at SLB. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes. So as we said, we're inclusive, and we take pride in the fact that we've been recognized for our diversity of culture and nationalities now for several decades. The fact that we recruit where we work and that we've grown talent from various countries is something that is now very visible in all the layers of the organization. We have people from many different nationalities holding key positions. And we really don't even think about it anymore. That's how much of a reflex it's become for us. However, diversity doesn't stop there. And we know that there's still a lot of work to be done, including gender diversity. This is something as well that we've been working on now for several decades. There are some structural factors clearly that are impeding our progress, but we are acting very aggressively on trying to make a change, make a dent in the ratios, having more women, obviously, in our workforce. We are not that type of industry that used to have a lot of women in its workforce initially, and we've been improving over the years. We're still continuing on that, but we need to make sure that we create the will for women to join us.
And how are you doing that?
So, I mean, this is something I can talk about as an HR, obviously, and maybe we can talk about the rest of our sustainability action later. But we work with a lot of local NGOs. We work with schools. We have a foundation for the future where we really want to give people, women actually, the vocation, the will to join our industry, the will to join a STEM career. STEM careers.
What does it mean? What is
so it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers. And if we talk about France, this is a bit of an issue here. You only have 17% of young women that actually choose a career in STEM at the end of their studies, or right after high school. So of course, if you're aiming for a 50-50 ratio in a company, you're going to have a problem. And we have to act early on. So we have to go around and seeds, go around to middle schools, collège in French, high schools, to display what we do, to explain what our jobs are, to explain what a career in a multinational, in the energy industry is, and why is it a great opportunity.
And according to you, why there is not a lot of women in this sector?
Well, there's various aspects to it. Of course, society, and that's something we can act on, but we need to work on it together. This is not something we're going to be able to do alone. But this is clearly something we can influence. Then there is the attractiveness of our industry. Historically, it was almost male dominated. I mean, back in the day, if you look at who was working in our sector, and that's not necessarily something that will immediately come to mind. So we also are working, and we've been embarked on that journey for a while now, to show that yes, clearly this is a career for everyone. I think eventually we need to show ourselves more and explain why it is a great company to be working in.
And let's talk about climate action.
Yes.
So what are your goals in this topic?
So we have set various objectives, in fact. So one key point, maybe we could start there, is that we rebranded ourselves a few years ago. But even before then, we saw a really big shift in the way our clients and the world really was looking ahead, and we set that goal to go to carbon neutrality, actually reach net zero by 2050 as a company. And we felt that it was the right moment to do so. So we set that target in 2021. And since then, we've been working on developing a list of objectives. So we have close range and long range objectives with scope 1, 2, and 3 reductions in the way we operate, in how so scope 1 and 2 and scope 3, how we work with our suppliers, how we work with our clients to help achieve that goal. By the same token, we're also developing transition technologies, a set of transition technologies to help reach that goal and these goals. And we're not doing it just because ourselves we've set that goal, but also because this is something that is being asked by our clients and the people that we work with.
Okay.
Another aspect of it is, of course, nature. Nature is also a very important part of corporate sustainability or sustainability in general. And we're also setting objectives there to make sure that we lower the impact of everything that we do on nature.
So you're doing a lot for climate, for women, but also for men. I know that you have introduced an 8-week paternity leave. Is that right?
Yes, we did. We rolled it out here in 2024, actually, this year. So we went globally with 8 weeks for men. There are countries where, of course, it was already almost 8 weeks, or we had a decent paternity leave. But keep in mind, being a multinational, there were countries where you had a lot less. So that was a very strong action.
Yeah.
Why did we do that, in fact? Paternity leave is also a way to support a family and to maybe set the record straight as well between within a couple as to what happens when they welcome a child. Well, I did have 3 children myself, so I think this is something that I'm quite accustomed to. But at the time, I only had 11 days of paternity leave. And honestly, if I had the chance to have 8 weeks, I would have taken those 8 weeks.
Okay.
How does it materialize? And that's something I see as an HR manager. Now it brings new questions to the organization, to managers. Okay, so now that somebody is going to go on paternity week for 8 weeks, how do I organize my team? How do I organize my team around that? Yeah. And now men realize, okay, what did it mean for women when they had to, in a way, interrupt their careers? Because depending on the countries, the maternity leave can be ranging from 3 months to 6 to sometimes more, if we look at Scandinavian countries, for example. But at least they had that break in career. And now the fact that we have that break in career for men, it's almost changing the equation. And that's making some people realize, okay, so this is what it feels, this is what it meant to have that break. And how do we work with that now? So it's raising, I think, consciences, raising awareness, and it will influence the change for hopefully having maybe one day the same amount of time, but not necessarily right away. But this is something that some countries are already doing.
So I can see you doing a lot of actions. So how did this awareness about these challenges come about?
We have a lot of really bright minds working for us. Some employees, they've been with us for a very long time, extremely dedicated, and they have access to the same level of information as, yourself or anyone reading the news. And of course, there was an expectation internally that we need to make a change. Also, the time was right. I think there were a lot of changes that took place in the energy landscape, in the perception of what needed to be done in order to prepare for carbon neutrality. Of course, there are a lot of things happening out there. You have the COP, you have countries getting together to really address the challenges of tomorrow. And that's what led us to this point where we were able to actually officially and very boldly set out those targets and tell the world that we were actually changing.
Okay.
And that materialized in our rebranding 2 years ago, where we completely, changed our goals and ambition to reach that net zero.
And what are the results and benefits of all of these CSR actions?
Well, they're observable results clearly, and sometimes things that I think will reap the benefits in a few years down the line. So immediate results is the fact that I think people are a bit more open about what they want to do. So we had some initiatives. If we look at France, employees banding together to set up their own initiative, entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And that led to the creation of a company called Celsius Energy. Okay. We also...
So your employees created their own companies in the company.
We had some employees that created their own company on geothermal energy within the company.
Okay.
And I think they felt that they were empowered to do so as well when the shift took place. We also created a company, or we are actually building a joint venture with the CEA, Commissariat à l'énergie atomique in France, to build hydrogen catalyzers for the energy industry. This is a completely new venture. This is not something that we would have looked at historically, and that's also made possible by those changes. Now, if we look at our people, also, so I mean, to your point, yes, we're seeing changes. We're seeing changes in behaviors. We're seeing also an increase in our gender balance ratio. I mean, France actually has a higher gender balance ratio now. We are close to reaching 27% of gender balance ratio. So I used that other figure earlier, saying 17% out of STEM career or STEM universities in France, we manage to get to 27%. There's still a long road ahead there.
Yeah, there's still work to do, but
there's still work to be done. Yes.
And what are the topics SLB would like to work on?
Well, there's many topics we'd like to work on.
If you have to choose one or...
First of all, we won't be able to do everything, to do it alone. So there needs to be collaboration there to get to those points, to those aggressive targets that we've set. And I mean, if I can take one example, going back to STEM careers, and we've set a foundation for the future where we help women to achieve a PhD in STEM in sometimes places where they wouldn't have access, or maybe they wouldn't have had the funding to get a PhD. But that's not necessarily something that is new. It's something that we're already doing. If we look ahead, I think
maybe the attractiveness of the jobs and the industry.
Yes, you actually mentioned that earlier. We want to become more attractive. We are putting ourselves out there because as a company, we feel like, of course, we have a lot to offer, and this industry is an industry that will need some of the brightest minds, that will need a lot of support to actually help with the energy transition and to create this set of technologies that will support those aggressive targets. We're definitely going to need to onboard some of the best minds that we can find on the market.
And a last word, maybe.
A last word will be difficult, but a few words just to conclude. So we are on a journey to tackle the world's greatest balancing act, and in order to do so, we're going to need some of the brightest minds because we won't be able to do it alone. We won't be able to do it alone just in general, but also we will need some of the best talent in the market to join us. So I hope that some of the things I said today actually interested and piqued the minds of some of the people that were listening to this webcast. Come and join us. This is a daring journey, a great industry to be in. We are really going to make an impact. Our industry will be part of the solution to tackle the challenges of tomorrow and to reach the objective of net zero by 2050.
Thank you, Raphael. It was very interesting and very clear. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it's made you want to find out more about SLB. In any case, you can find all the information about SLB on the job teaser page. Thank you again and see you soon for a new video. Bye.